friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So you guys, today's reading is all about the next big life changes that are coming for you. So in order to help you figure those out, I have 5 groups that you can choose from, and I would like you to pick one of these 5 groups intuitively in order to figure out more about these changes that are coming into your life. And in case you haven't noticed, the crystals today are a little different. They're a lot bigger and chunkier and heavier, and it is because I wanted to use crystals that I have in my online store. So all of these crystals that you see here will be linked down below, as well as many more. So they are really true to what you see online. So if you feel like a group and its corresponding crystal really resonated with you and you wish that you had the exact stone that you ended up picking, for today's reading, you can find all of these crystals linked down below in the description box. So guys, the 5 crystals are as follows. We have the amethyst, we have the tiger eye, we have the fluorite, we have the angel aura cluster, as well as the rose quartz. So you guys, I will be doing a close-up of each stone at the beginning of its group. So that way you can see the crystal of your choice up close and personal right at the beginning of your reading. So yeah guys, I want to move from the intro into the individual readings. So I will be starting off with the amethyst, and for all of my other groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the amethyst group number 1. So let's do a quick close-up of this gem. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I just love how it reflects the light, and it's really heavy. That's like one thing that I really like. I don't know, I'm just the kind of person, I really love super like heavy and big chunky gems. So yeah, I absolutely love this stone. Who does not love a nice little amethyst? It helps you clear out negativity. It is just there to help you with your mental sanity as well as keep you calm. But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what big life changes are coming for you, shall we? We have the 7 of Pentacles as well as the Devil. So I have only prepared 2 cards. The rest of the reading will be happening intuitively because I just prefer to have the reading happen live in front of you. I don't like to prepare too many cards. So in the 7 of Pentacles, one thing that I see here is that one of the next big life changes coming for you is that you're going to spend a lot of time sort of like watering the seeds that you've sown. So let me show you what I mean. As you can see here, this lady, this person is watering their tree with the fruit of their labor, and that is one thing that I see coming for you. You're not going to be doing too much picking, you're not going to be doing too much sowing, you're going to be doing a lot of working on current projects that are in your life. And in the Devil, I see that things will constantly be trying to like distract you, and that may also be why you chose the beautiful amethyst, because what you really need is focus, you need protection, you need mental clarity, which is what the amethyst helps with and stands for. So protection from any kind of like distractive energy, from anybody trying to get you off of your trail. That is one thing that I see that you need in order to stay on track and in order to continue kind of working on these projects to really turn them into the most fruitful that they can possibly be. Then we have the 6 of Wands as well as the Ace of Swords. So one thing that I see here is very phallic energy. I see that one of the big life changes coming for you in the 6 of Wands is the fact that you will feel like you're just getting things done, okay? No more procrastination, group number 1. So if that is something that you struggle with or that you feel has always been a part of your life and that has really been putting a damper on your success, know that you will be able to move into a state where procrastination is kind of like a bygone. Of course, you can't completely cure yourself of procrastination, but you can really put it like on the back seat, on the back burner, and not be so engaged in it anymore in order to just help yourself remain focused. Focused on the goal, focused on making the most out of the things that are already in your life, the opportunities that are already here for you. In the Ace of Swords, I see that there is a chance for you to kind of like change the way you think, okay? I see in the Ace of Swords that you will change your outlook in a way that you have never experienced before. It is truly a new beginning. You will make new connections. So this may have to do, for instance, with your diet. You may look into a vegetarian or vegan diet, all because you want to do something for the planet, for the animals, and you make this connection between, wow, I eat meat 2 times a day, 3 times a day, and I have not even noticed how much harm I may be causing, or how much less harm I could cause if I were to put in a little alternative every now and then, or switch completely to a diet that is maybe more suitable with who I am. So of course, that is just an example. You may be looking into more ethically sourced clothing, more ethically sourced food in general, different ways of transportation to and from work, your studies, wherever it is that you go very often, and just changing your connections that you make and seeing how, you know, the big picture can be amended in a way that is so much more positive for yourself and the environment if you just make those little switches, those little changes, and you actually have the courage and just the need to look out for things that you can do in order to contribute. Because that is, to me, truly what I think is the most important thing, is that we all contribute to making this place, making this world a better place. Yeah, that is what I meant to say, group number 1. Oh, okay, we have 2 cards that clearly wanted to be within your reading. So let's figure out what they have to do with the next changes coming for you. So we have the Hanged Woman as well as the Princess of Cups. So one thing that I see here in the Hanged Woman is the fact that you will feel very comfortable working on these projects that I mentioned, working on these things that have been in your life that you know you need to get done, that you may have been procrastinating, but once you get into the flow, you're gonna kind of like just feel like this is your zone, this is what you're supposed to do. In the Princess of Cups, I see here somebody entering your life who is young, who is most likely very strong on the water sign energy. They may be a Cancerian, they may be a Pisces, you know, they may be somebody who is just generally very connected to their emotions, but they're mentally younger than you. They may also physically, biologically be younger than you in age, but one thing that I see is that they're mentally not quite as mature as you are. So you have a lot that you can teach them. This can of course be a love interest that you're mature than, more mature than, you know what I mean? This could be a love interest that is a little immature. This could be a friend, a companion, somebody that you have not spoken to in a very long time. And what I see that they will bring to your life, the changes that I see that will come with them, is that you can learn to kind of like chill, okay? You can learn to celebrate the moment and not be so stressed about the next steps that you want to take. I see that they're going to give you almost like this childlike wonderment back, where you're excited about being in the moment. You're not thinking so much about the future. You're not worrying so much about the past. You're really living in the moment and enjoying what's going on right now. Then we have the beaver, we have the rhino, as well as the butterfly. So one of the big life changes that I see coming for you is the fact that you're going to have to hold yourself back, okay? In the devil, I see here, there may have been excessive partying, excessive kind of junk food eating, excessive spending. And I know like this is something that, you know, maybe you wouldn't expect from me, a YouTuber, telling you to cut down on watching videos, cut down on social media, cut down maybe on spending, you know, but I just want the best for you. And one thing that I see here in the beaver is that one of the big life changes is just really that when you cut down on that, your work can flourish, because you will be more focused on your work rather than where is this like next newest gadget, where can I get it from, how much does like the latest trend cost in fashion, and I really need it because I see everybody wearing it, I see everybody rocking it, so I feel left out if I don't have it as well. So I see that mentality kind of drifting to, wow, I really need to zoom in on my work, I really need to focus on my career. One thing that I see in the butterfly here is a deep connection to your soul. So maybe you felt like you were kind of disconnected, okay? Your physical body and your soul were two separate entities, and you felt like they were just not really gelling, or maybe you almost felt like your body was your enemy, you know, depending on what you're going through with your health. Sometimes it can really feel like your body is against you, or like your body is sabotaging you and your success. And one thing that I see here is kind of like realigning that, kind of understanding your soul, the core of who you are better, and also understanding your body and its needs better. And one thing that I personally have found very helpful is raw food. I found that really just goes through your body very easily. It brings you more of a sensation that is closer to spiritual enlightenment than anything that you might experience when it comes to food, when it comes to nutrition. And that is just personally something that I find very helpful that I want to give you as a tip. But however you want to connect with your soul, with your body, through yoga, meditation, taking long walks in the nature, maybe doing something more kind of action-filled, such as boxing, such as, you know, swimming, something that is more engaged in a very like rigorous physical way. Whatever suits you, whatever makes you feel like you're connecting with your truest form, that is what you should engage in, as I see that that will bring the change of you understanding yourself on a deeper level, okay? That change is something that you can kind of have, you can make it have a bigger impact, is what I'm trying to say. So the change is coming regardless, but you can allow it to have a very profound impact, or you can allow it to just be like a little change, a little extra connection that you build to your soul, to your body. So you decide really how deeply you connect yourself, how deeply you kind of establish that relationship with yourself. Then we have inner peace, as well as healing chaos. So things are going to be chaotic, things are going to be crazy. I see that that is part of the change, and that may not be exactly what you hoped for, because maybe you hate chaos. But one thing that I see with this form of chaos that is coming is that it will teach you to have inner peace, because you will have no other choice. And group number one, let me make a little example. For instance, what I've been going through the past few days, like one of my dogs is in heat, the other one is a male, okay, like it's stressful. They're crying, they're trying to get at each other. I'm freaking out because I'm just trying to still get my house in order. I'm trying to do my business. You know, I just moved to a new place, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of these things that are chaos. And you may be experiencing something very similar, of course, with different examples, but I'm just trying to like give you an example that you can feel, that you understand. So what I've been going through is kind of cultivating that inner peace regardless of what is going on around me, trying to focus on my work, trying to focus on the things that are important to me, and just true inner peace, you know, not inner peace that can only happen if everything around me is peaceful, but true inner peace comes from you being able to be at a point, at a peaceful point, regardless of any other influences that are coming from the outside, any other effect that is happening outside of your body. That is true inner peace, and that is what I see is really going to change for you. That's going to be the big change. You're going to understand that, okay, living in a clutter-free space will help with inner peace. It will help with concentration. It will help with a lot of things. But true peace comes when things can be wild around you, but you're just chilling, you know? So that is the kind of change that I see coming for you. That is the kind of thought process that I see you starting and engaging with more, because you know that you cannot always control situations. You cannot always control other people and what is happening around you. So for your own good, for your own sanity, all I can say is, you know, keep riding this wave of figuring out how you can come to that personal equilibrium, how you can come to that personal space where you have that inner peace and nobody and nothing can take it away from you. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it insightful. Let me know down below what really hit home, and to let me know that you watched all the way till the end of your reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Tiger Eye group number two, which is so gorgeous. The Tiger Eye is actually said to help with depression, as well as alleviate any sort of dark moods, as well as feelings of not being so worthy, you know, anything that has to do with your self-worth that you could improve. This is truly a gorgeous gem. So I'm excited that you chose it, and I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly what big life changes are coming next for you. So we have the Knight of Cups as well as the Moon. So one thing that I see in the Moon is that you just have to follow your intuition more, and I see that your intuition is going to lead you to the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is somebody that is entering your life, somebody who is connected to the emotional realms, who most likely has a very strong kind of water signs within their charts. You know, maybe they're a Scorpio, maybe they're a Pisces. One thing that I see here is that they have a lot to do with just getting things done. Okay, they have a lot to do with getting things done. What does that even mean? So if you work somewhere, if you're studying somewhere, they're the person who likes to lead. So they're not quite at the top, okay? They're not the boss, but they're the kind of person who likes to lead and push things along. They're the kind of person who likes to actively make a change. So this could be a romantic interest. This could be somebody who's kind of like just a friend. But what is important for you, group number 2, is for you to also look out for yourself, okay? That is one thing that I see in the moon. If you feel good about this person, if you feel genuinely like they are somebody that you can trust and confide in, then that is something you should move forward with. If you feel a little strange about them, then stay away if you can. Then we have the 10 of Pentacles as well as the 5 of Cups. So in the 10 of Pentacles, one thing that I see here is fulfillment. I see you coming to a point where you have finished a project in your career, okay? Maybe big exams, and the big life change is kind of going to be that your routine completely changes. So obviously when you're done studying or you're done with a chapter in your school, you're on vacation or you're looking for a job or you're switching jobs, your routine changes completely. You maybe commute to a different place every day, or you're staying home, you're relaxing, you're vacationing, you're stressing out. Either way, things are kind of all over the place, okay? And one thing that I see here is that it is 100% time for you, once you have finished this big project, once you have accomplished everything that you want to accomplish here in the earthly realms, be it with your career, be it with, you know, your studies, that you look forward to moving on, that you look at what you can do next, and that you don't allow yourself to freak out, okay? That is one thing that I see here in the 5 of Cups. It's important for you to not feel as though the next step will be challenging. It's important for you to see all of the opportunities that lie in the next steps that you're taking within your life, because only that way will you be able to channel the best possible outcome into your life. But if you're freaking out, if you think something bad is going to happen, you are most likely going to attract something bad, if you know what I mean. So we have the Princess of Cups as well as Judgment. So look in the mirror, okay? Group number 2, look in the mirror. It is very important for you to reevaluate exactly how you approach things. That is one thing that I see in Judgment. And it's important for you to just allow yourself to see things from a more relaxed point of view. In the Princess of Cups, I see that sometimes you judge yourself too much, which I did tell you to look in the mirror, but that is just to see like where you can approach things in a more gentle manner, where you can approach yourself in a way how you're not being too hard on yourself, but at the same time you're being honest. You're telling yourself where you need to move on and where you can maybe invest a little bit more time, okay? And that also has a lot to do with where you are mentally. If you're not in a good mental space, then look in the mirror and tell yourself, girl, boy, like I need to see somebody, or I need to talk to somebody about this, or I need to make real changes. I cannot keep just saying that everything is okay when it's really not. Then we have the Wolf as well as the Swan. So one thing that I see is a big life change coming for you. It's kind of like a little glow up coming your way. That is one thing that I see in the Swan. So the Swan is obviously a very elegant and beautiful animal that a lot of people envy, and in the Wolf I see that this is more authentically you. So group number 2, you've been living in some shadows for too long. You may have already had a glow up at some point in your life, but you're continuing to grow. You're continuing to glow. You're continuing to kind of morph into who you have always meant to be, okay? And I want you to know that it is very hard when you glow up from somebody who was considered unattractive or who was told that they were unattractive. Trust me, I know this from firsthand experience, to somebody who has glowed up, come to a point where more people than not are telling them that, wow, they've changed positively, or they've changed in a way that now makes them like physically more attractive, which is just what society considers to be physically more attractive. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody is attractive to somebody else. It doesn't matter what you look like. There is somebody out there who finds you attractive. And I don't even want to hear the comments about how you will forever be a potato and you will forever be unattractive. That is simply not true, group number 2. There is always somebody out there who finds you, who finds a person next to you attractive. But whether they are attractive by, you know, society's standards and norms, that is something completely different. But that changes, you know what I mean? So I want you to know here that your glow up is something that you should cherish, is something that you should learn to live with, and not always stay stuck in the past of who you used to be, who may have not been as attractive as the change that is coming for you. So now we have a change as well as freedom. So it's very clear for you, group number 2, that your change is going to come with a lot more freedom. So this could be freedom in the earthly realms. In the 10 of Pentacles, I see that a lot of time is most likely going to be freed up. A lot of time that you can spend with yourself, maybe with this Knight of Cups person who makes you feel interested, okay? This mysterious person that makes you want to spend time with them. But also, you know, with friends and family and just the people who you might have been neglecting, not on purpose, but just because life has been pretty hectic. Then we have solitude and voyage. So definitely spend time venturing out on your own. I see that one of the big changes that is coming for you is feeling more comfortable and more kind of content in solitude, okay? This is the solitude card right here. So I want you to know that a lot of change happens when you're alone. If you're in a group and you're talking to people, change doesn't really happen. You may have new connections that you make in your head because people give you new ideas of life and how to do life, how to handle life. But the only way how you can truly grow is by rethinking about those things, you know, reevaluating when you're by yourself on your own time alone. And I see that kind of like journeying into different area codes, into different postcodes, literally as well as mentally, is something that will bring a lot of positive change with you, is something that will bring a lot of personal growth. So if you have the opportunity to fly to somewhere, to drive, to whichever mode of transportation you want to take, to go to somewhere, to see something new, and doing it by yourself if possible, or just with somebody that you feel you can really grow with and you can really be yourself with, and that you can openly discuss a lot of important things in life with, you know, somebody who doesn't stifle you. It is important for you to do so, okay? I see that that will bring a lot of changes for you mentally that you had hoped for, and a lot of changes that will be a part of your life in the long run. So group number 2, this is a reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it insightful. Let me know down below if you made it all the way until the end of your reading and what really hit home for you, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Fluorite, group number 3, and the Fluorite is such a magical gem. It helps you find more sort of sharpness mentally, okay? It helps you make decisions more objectively, and it is just overall a stone that helps you gain more mental clarity, which may be exactly why you chose it. I just absolutely love this wand. It is so beautiful. So anyways, I want to get straight into your reading to figure out exactly what big life changes are coming next for you. So we have the High Priestess as well as the Queen of Pentacles. So one thing that I see in the High Priestess is you being able to navigate properly between the spiritual and the material realm. So what do I mean by that, and what kind of big life change may come with that? In the Queen of Pentacles, I see here very decisive business moves, okay? I see that you're going to be able to kind of be like in that boss mode and get things done when it comes to your career, your business, wherever it is that you're going in the earthly realms, wherever it is that you're trying to find more financial stability. And I see here in the High Priestess the fact that you know the difference between when it's important to splurge and when it's important to invest in yourself as well as in your mental health is something that will help you immensely, group number 3. Then we have Justice as well as the Five of Swords. So in the Five of Swords, one thing that I see is that one of the big life changes coming for you is the fact that somebody is going to kind of like really annoy you, okay? Really get you to the point where you want to do a not so nice things to them. And in Justice, I see that this all has to do with being in balance and you kind of avoiding this situation. So I see here that one of the big changes is the fact that you will come to such a point of balance, such a point of where you're at an equilibrium, where you just don't give an F about what somebody else is trying to do or trying to say, that the Five of Swords just kind of doesn't even matter. So they're trying to put you, this person is trying to put you in a challenging situation, but you're not allowing it to happen because there is nothing that you will allow to get you out of balance. And that has to do with the fact that in your career, you're doing boss moves, and a boss does not have time for little petty games, and you know this, and you're implementing this. You know that in order to reach your goals financially, just in your career in general, you have to be balanced, you have to be in control of your emotions, and you cannot let little petty things get to you. So the big life change is kind of like this boss mode activating, at least for the time being, Okay, we have a card that wants to be a part of your reading. That is the gateway. Okay, so the gateway into a different spot in your career. That is one thing that I see for you, group number 3. I see the fact that you will kind of be more in control of yourself, your emotions, and what you kind of allow to get to you and what not. That is what I see opening up this gateway for you and your career. So that is something to be excited about. That is something that is amazing and just kind of like shows this new level of mental maturity. Then we have wisdom. Okay, we're just talking about mental maturity. This is no coincidence that wisdom showed up. So while in the past you may have acted out very emotionally if somebody did something to you that you thought was wrong, now you have grown from it and you've left the emotional side behind. Okay, I see the big change is that you're acting more on wisdom, you're acting more on kind of like this mature level where you're not allowing any sort of foul moods, any negativity to get to you, because you know that wisdom is learning and moving on without those negative emotions. Obviously not forgetting, but not allowing it to affect your present state either. Then we have focus as well as courage. So one thing that I see here for you, group number 3, is just the fact that one of the big changes is an increase in courage. So there's something where you've been feeling like a leap of faith would be beneficial to you, but you may have been too afraid to take that leap of faith. But in your increase in courage, one thing that I see here is that the more you focus on what you want, the more you're attracting it to you. And the more you're courageous enough to think big for yourself and to think to yourself, I really want my company to grow. I really want to gain this kind of success in my career. I really want to pass this test academically. I see that the more you focus on that, the more you zoom in on that, the more you will be courageous enough to make moves that are maybe a little risky, but the rewards could be amazing. And the more you'll be able to actually get yourself to put in the work that is necessary instead of just hope and wish for things to change. Because oftentimes we kind of hope that a gateway will be opened to success, but we forget that we hold the key to open that gateway. There is nobody else who can allow you to get to that spot other than you. So allow yourself to. Group number 3, you're the only person holding yourself back right now, and realizing that is one of the big changes that is coming towards you. So let's see what else we have for you. We have the red-crowned crane as well as the orca. So in the red-crowned crane, one thing that I see in a big change is an increase in trust by somebody who may have like lost your trust at some point, okay? In the red-crowned crane, one thing that I see here is that this person who maybe betrayed you in the past or made you feel as though you couldn't fully trust them is going to win your trust back by making a very big and impressive move where you think to yourself, wow, we actually get along. We actually do speak the same language. And that is one thing that I see in the orca. The orca is all about communication that only you and your soul family understands. So for instance, you are part of my tribe. We get each other, we understand each other, but somebody else may not get it. Somebody else may not understand what this is all about. Somebody else may not understand how important the spiritual aspect is, but you and I, we get it. So we kind of sing the same song, we kind of speak the same language. So that is one thing that I see coming back to life as a big change for you. Then we have the tiger as well as the swan. So in the tiger, one thing that I see here is kind of like the will to succeed, okay? And in the swan, I see beauty. So there may be something that you have wanted to achieve physically. So this may be more definition in your muscles. This may be a procedure that you have wanted to do, a procedure that you have wanted to book in for yourself. You know what I mean. Any kind of cosmetic procedure, any type of change that you have physically that you feel will improve things, improve your beauty. And one thing that I see here is that that will bring a lot of change for you mentally. So of course, some procedures kind of, if they're coming from the wrong place, they don't really come with a lot of change mentally, because if you felt empty before, changing things physically about yourself, no matter how radical that change may be, is never going to fill that hole, is never going to make you feel better about yourself until you actually tackle what caused that feeling in the first place. But sometimes when you change something that has been annoying you for the longest time, you know you love yourself, you know you cherish yourself, you know you're doing it for the right reason, which means for you and only you, then sometimes undergoing physical change can come with a lot of extra mental confidence and a lot more of a feeling of, wow, okay, I'm now fulfilled, I am now complete. So that is what I see coming for you as a big change, group number 3. And I see that just overall, a lot of it has to do with mental maturity, a lot of it has to do with wisdom, a lot of it has to do with you just growing, you know, not only in age, because we age every second. I mean, we're aging right now while I'm talking. And not just that, but actually really making big moves when it comes to mental clarity, okay, when it comes to mental maturity, and just understanding that there's no point in letting somebody or something take your cool away from you, make you feel depressed, make you feel like you cannot focus, which is exactly why you chose the fluorite, because focus is one of the things that nobody will be able to take away from you anymore, group number 3. So this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it gave you clarity, okay? I hope that it gave you sort of like a sense of knowing. Let me know down below what really hit home, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Angel Aura Crystal, which is such a gorgeous gem that helps with just gaining clarity on different situations. Okay, it reflects the light in all different types of colors. It is iridescent, and it is an excellent stone to meditate with. It is an excellent stone to help your psychic abilities, as well as just bring your intuition into play a lot more. But I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly what big life changes are coming next for you. So we have the Fool as well as the Four of Cups. So in the Fool, one thing that I see here is kind of like a fresh beginning, okay? I see you venturing into a new space that you don't know, that you're completely new at. So this could be a new job, a new project, maybe you're starting your own side hustle. And one thing that I see here is that it is just a new world that is very exciting to you. And this big change can come with some insecurity, but I want you to know that it's important for you to not let that get to you, because even if there are people in the industry that you're trying to break into who have been there for a very long time, one thing that they don't have is the beginner's mind, which is something that you have, and that is something that time or money cannot give to you. You know, the beginner's mind is something that you have to either actively try and cultivate, or you just have it because guess what? You are a beginner at that topic, at that subject. Why can I not talk today? In the Four of Cups, one thing that I see is the fact that when you come to a point where you're okay with the fact that you have this beginner's mind, and that you know that there are a lot of benefits that you can gain from your beginner mind, from the start of something new, is just this mental kind of equilibrium is coming to a point where you feel like you can balance things out, or you feel like you're in a meditative state, okay? And you can, of course, get to that state through a meditation, but also through just knowing that you're on the right track and that nothing can really stop you, okay? So this feeling of being unstoppable, this feeling of not allowing anybody or anything to get to you, that is one thing that I see as a big change coming for you. And we have the Nine of Wands as well as the Hierophant. So one thing that I see in the Nine of Wands is the fact that you will fight against any opposition. So I feel like something is getting in your way, a challenge, an obstacle, something that is kind of annoying you, okay? In the Hierophant, I see that it is trying to get in between you and your spiritual clarity and just where you're at spiritually, which you feel is like more enlightened than you've ever been. You're going in the right direction, and you feel as though spirituality is something that helps you. You feel as though it is something that you can connect with on a deeper and less superficial level, okay? So in the Nine of Wands, one thing that I see is that there could be some people in your life who are trying to come between you and the passion that you have for all things that are worldly, for all things that have to do with this greater consciousness. And I see you kind of feeling as though you would fight or battle anybody to continue going down the path that you're passionate about. So what this really says, group number 4, is just how strong of a person you are, and just how much your opinion matters to you, how much it is important for you to be happy. So that is something that you should continue doing. I see that a big change may be how you see other people who are kind of maybe a little bit jealous, maybe not okay with where you're going in life, all because they can tell that you're making moves that are big. You're making moves that are bringing you closer to success. But let's move further into your reading. We have the Knight of Swords as well as the Six of Swords. So a lot of phallic energy, okay? The Suit of Swords corresponds to air signs. So maybe you're a Gemini, maybe the person in question is a Gemini and Aquarius. I want you to know here in the Knight of Swords, the fact that somebody is entering your life who is very charming, who is very witty, and who really knows how to get you to a point that you feel comfortable in with their words. In the Six of Swords, I see that they give you this feeling of togetherness. They give you this feeling of the fact that you can trust them, and like there is a solid foundation there that you can talk to them on. So the Knight of Swords is somebody who knows exactly what they want, and they're going to use very smart and carefully calculated and chosen words in order to get it. So also beware a little bit, group number 4. Don't just trust anybody that comes into your life, as I see that that can put you in a vulnerable position, because being trusting is something that often leads you to feel like you're, one against the entire world, which is obviously something that I don't want you to continue feeling. But let's move further into your reading. We have the Swan, the Tiger, as well as the Dolphin. So a big life change that is coming for you is the fact that your strong willpower is going to increase the happiness in your life, because nothing and nobody is going to be able to take that away from you. In the Swan, I see that that will also increase your beauty. Group number 4, we're going through a glow up stage. We're going through a stage where you're more elegant than you've ever been. And you may think to yourself, what, me, elegant? Like I'm a potato? And group number 4, I don't want to hear it, okay? Potatoes in the right setting, okay, presented in a neat way, are elegant as well. So don't even try and go there, group number 4. I definitely see an increase in you just being more wholesome. And that is a big change that maybe you didn't expect for yourself, but you kind of like it. You like how wholesome, you like how elegant it looks on you. Then we have inner peace as well as fulfillment. So we have really favorable cards here for you, group number 4. In fulfillment, we obviously have the fact that you're going to feel as though life is sweet, life is fruitful, and like you can finally like pick some of the fruit of your labor, which is maybe something that you've been waiting for a very long time, okay? So in inner peace, I see that as soon as some of your projects start to carry fruit, as soon as some of your projects start to show that, okay, you're going down the right path, you're going to have more inner peace, because you're still going to feel kind of nervous. I see that in the Fool card, because you never know how close you are to an edge. You never know how close you are to falling. So while you don't know how close you are to falling right here, you know that, the danger still exists. The danger is still there. So that is obviously something that always is kind of like in the back of your head, at the back of your mind, making you feel like, am I making the right decision or not? But as soon as you start to see like a little bit of success coming your way, okay, a little bit of what it is that you desired with these next moves that you're doing in your life, these next kind of steps that you're taking, I see that that will really make you relax. That will really bring you some inner peace, as well as just more mental stability that you so desperately need. And as we had in the angel aura, it is important for you to just follow that intuition, okay? You're most likely a lot more connected in a psychic way than you ever expected, group number 4, which is most likely also why you felt drawn to this stone in particular. So make sure that you allow that to be an active part of your everyday life. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what really hit home for you, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 5, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Rose Quartz group number 5, and this is truly a gorgeous, gorgeous gem. It is the gem of endless love, as well as friendship and compassion. It teaches you to just understand other people better, and it also just gives you this kind of like feeling of being able to heal trauma if that is something that you've been through in your life. So this is really one of the most healing stones. So if you have anything that you would like to heal, I highly recommend wearing rose quartz jewelry, having rose quartz stones around your home, because they are just very nurturing to your heart and your soul as a whole. But let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what big life changes are coming for you. So we have the King of Wands as well as the Three of Wands. So we have 2 cards of the Suit of Wands, group number 5, and one thing that I want you to know here is that that shows that there's a lot of passion around in your life, okay? The Three of Wands shows that passion is something that is flowing into your life a lot more, and in correlation to the King of Wands, I see that this may be a romantic interest. So this may be somebody that you're totally crazy about, that, you know, things get really wild with in the bedroom. This could also be a reignition of a love that is already in your life if you are not single, or just basically somebody coming into your life that makes you question your relationship or marriage. And I know this is something that people don't like to admit, that feeling attracted to another person, even if you are in a committed relationship, is something that happens to a lot of us, and it's something that not many people obviously want to speak of because they don't want to hurt their partner, but these are feelings that can come up. These are feelings that can make you feel a little strange. But let's move further into your reading. We have the Emperor. So in the Three of Wands, in correlation to the Emperor, I see that one of the big life changes coming for you is just kind of like switching from going with the flow to actively saying where you're going. So creating, for instance, a goal board, journaling, that can bring you clarity. But just overall, I see that you're kind of sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of things being the way they are right now, and you're not waiting for a miracle, you're creating a miracle, okay? So in the Emperor, I see here that one of the big life changes is you having that reignition of energy, and I believe that we all go through different phases, okay? So some days, some of us will sleep all day, and then the other day you'll have so much energy and so much drive to do the things that you desire, to go after your goals, your aspirations. And in the Emperor, I see here that that is the kind of energy that is coming towards you. So I don't want you to kind of lose yourself. I want you to still remember to sleep, to rest, to recuperate, but use this time of you having this confident phallic energy that is driving you towards getting things done. Use it to actually get things done. Use it to fight against procrastination, fight against your fears, because there will come a time where you're kind of like a bit more at a mellow phase, where you have more feminine energy, which is energy that contemplates for longer, that doesn't instinctively just acts, but you know, thinks about things more in depth before taking action. And that is when things will be moving slower, so take advantage of when you're able to move things along quickly. Then we have the Two of Swords, we have the Six of Wands, as well as the Four of Swords. So we have so much phallic energy here for you, group number 5. I see taking action is coming, definitely. And in the King of Wands, as I said, there could be somebody entering your life that you feel very strongly drawn to physically, okay? That you want to be with physically. And the Two of Swords, I see that they intellectually also stimulate you, and they are of a fire sign or have very strong kind of fire symbols in their birth chart. So they may, for instance, be a Leo, you know? And in the Six of Wands, I see here that one thing that they do is that they make you feel like you can have fun anywhere and anytime. And that is what is coming into your life next. I see that some of the big life changes in the Three of Wands and Six of Wands, I see letting loose more, letting your hair down more, going out and partying more. I mean, it may also have to do with the weather. If you're in a country where, for instance, you know, now it's been kind of cold and you're moving into summer, just like I am, then you may be going out more, doing things with your friends more. In the Four of Swords, I see here that you have so much going on mentally. I see that a big change is coming for you. It's just that your ideas are going to be something that you're tackling. I see that you have a lot of amazing ideas running through your head that, you know, you have maybe in the past thought like, oh, it's not the right time, it's not the right time. But with all of this phallic energy, I see that you're finally going to tackle some of these ideas and try to bring them to life. So allow yourself to get sort of like prepped for this time of going out more. You may also kind of be cooped up in your home or where you live because of the economic situation on the planet right now. So know that soon things will change and you will be able to go out more freely and with less worries. Okay, so that is one thing that I see. Then we have solitude, change, voyage, as well as illumination. So group number 5 and change, one thing that I see here is the fact that you cannot really avoid it. Okay, the big life changes that are coming for you, they're just going to happen. You can't induce them, you can't stop them, it is happening. And voyage, one thing that I see here is that you're most likely going to travel again. Okay, I see that you're going to go to some places that you have always wanted to go to, that you have always wanted to venture to, and then, you know, the time is coming. Like, I wanted to say now the time is coming, but it is coming with the big life changes within the next weeks and months. One thing that I see here in solitude is the fact that because you're going out and doing so many things, you are not going to spend a lot of time in solitude. I see that solitude is something that you're going to miss, okay? Because you're going to miss how much illumination comes from solitude. When you're by yourself, when you're thinking your own thoughts, okay? When you're kind of figuring out what you want out of life and you're thinking about who you are, where you're going, and what's coming next, you get to conclusions, you get to different points where you're just like, okay, this is who I am, this is where I'm trying to go, this is what I'm trying to amend, this is what I'm trying to change. But when you don't spend a lot of time in solitude anymore, then it can be hard to understand what is happening with yourself mentally, because knowing yourself is really something that you constantly need to keep up. It's almost like having a friend. So yeah, of course, there are best friends that you connect with even if you haven't seen them in a long time, and it's as if nothing ever changed. But at the same time, you still, you know, you need to catch up with them, and it is undeniable that you don't really know what went on with them or in their life during the time that you were not communicating with them. So while it doesn't mean that your relationship is going to suffer or not be good, you still don't know what went on in that time and what could maybe be worked on. So the same goes with the relationship with yourself. The same goes for that, okay? It is important for you to constantly stay engaged, to check in with yourself. And I know it seems really weird, but sometimes you just have to ask yourself like, hey, how are you doing today? How can we improve this day? How can we make things better? And what's bothering you? You know, what's going well? And where do you feel content? So allow yourself to continuously engage with yourself so you don't lose track while you're kind of like going out there, getting things done, and just showing the world what you're made of. Then we have the dolphin as well as the tiger. So one thing that I see here in the tiger is just very strong willpower. It just really has a lot to do with this phallic masculine energy that you have within your reading group number 5. You are so pumped up to get back out there. It may be because you've just gone through like a difficult stage, or because you felt cooped up, and then all of a sudden you are having this outburst of energy. You're having this weird sensation where you want to do like sort of a little bit of everything and anything right now. So that is what I see happening for you. In the dolphin, I see happiness. One of the big life changes that you may have not expected coming from tackling all of these things, getting things done, venturing into new aspects of what you're passionate about that you may have never thought of. So for instance, if you're very passionate about dogs, if you're very passionate about drawing, about music, or about entrepreneurship, you may venture into different aspects that you didn't know. You may think to yourself, why don't I start breeding, for instance, or why don't I actually start to take painting more seriously, put my art out there, or why don't I start my own business if I'm into entrepreneurship, or work harder on the business idea that I already had. So I see that this is going to bring you a lot of accomplishment, okay? A lot of this sense of, yes, I'm finally getting done what I have been telling myself I wanted to get done. And as I said, this is something that is happening because you're going to realize just how short and how fragile life is, and that is really going to spark and ignite this feeling within you where you're like, I have to do something. I cannot constantly live in a state of about to do. I actually have to do. So doing that is going to come with happiness, is going to come with you recognizing yourself as the amazing and willful individual that you truly are, group number 5. So this is a reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it insightful. Let me know down below what really hit home for you, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.